Good morning, students. This is Mr. Golumbos. Today we're doing Chemical Reactions Chapter 1. We're learning about, first, how substances have different properties. Let's look at water versus olive oil. These are both things found in your kitchen. We drink water and we cook with olive oil. But what makes them different? Why are they so different from each other? Why is water different from olive oil? Why do different substances have different properties? It all boils down to atoms and molecules. Atoms are the tiny pieces that all matter, all the stuff in the world, is made out of. I'm made out of atoms, you are made out of atoms, everything we see around us is made out of atoms. As we saw in the video,
Students, the girls soccer team, if you are trying out for the girls soccer team, please go to Miss Tianero's room or the cafeteria.
everything is made out of atoms. Atoms and the group they form are what give each substance its unique set of properties. Atoms and the groups they form are what give each substance its unique set of properties. A substance, something that is made out of the same atoms or groups of atoms. A substance is a type of material that is made out of the same type of atoms or groups of atoms. We can think about a substance in the same way chemists do in terms of atoms. So my substance is made out of water, so all of the atoms in it are H2O, one oxygen and two hydrogen. Another vocabulary word to know is molecules, which is a group of atoms bonded together to create a repeating structure. Groups of atoms repeat to make a substance. Repeated structures are called molecules. Next, we have to learn about scale. A scale is the relative size of things. The scale that is visible to us is sometimes called the macro scale. It's what we see. There are also such things like atoms that are at a scale that is so too small to see. We can't see it with our naked eye. We look at them through the atomic scale. Scientists often use models to learn about things that are too small to see. For example, we have worked with models to learn about small things, such as proteins and molecules. A model is an object, diagram, or computer program that helps us understand something by making it simpler or easier to see. Because we can't really see atoms because they are too small, we can look at atoms through the atomic scale models. I can show the atoms that make up a substance. So this salt over here is made out of KCl, which is potassium and chlorine atoms. This salt is made out of NaCl, which is sodium chlorine. Things that are too small to see or too large to see can be studied with models. Thinking about scale will help you consider the properties you observe at the macro scale and how they relate to the atoms that make up the substance at the atomic scale. We're also going to learn about properties. A property is something that can be observed about a substance, such as its color, smell, or boiling point. Basically, these are all properties. What we can see, smell, touch, taste, and hear. The color, the smell, the texture, the taste, the sound. Another property is the melting point, the temperature at which the solid will begin to melt and turn into a liquid. Another property is the boiling point. It's the temperature at which a liquid will turn into and boil and turn into a vapor. Different substances have different properties because they are made of different groups of repeating atoms. So my water is different from my oil because they have different atoms inside of them. And these atoms are structured differently to create different molecules. So water molecules look different than oil molecules, which is why they are different. They have different properties. The key concept: substances have different properties because they are made of different groups of atoms. These groups vary in the type or number of atoms that make up the group. So why is water different from olive oil? Why do substances have different properties? Because they are made of different atoms, or their atoms are arranged differently. Let's do some practice questions. The diagram above shows the repeating group of atoms that make up two samples. Will the properties of two samples likely be the same or different? Example of properties are smell, color, and temperature at which a substance melts. The diagram shows the repeating groups of atoms that will make up two samples. Both samples are green gases at room temperature. Will the other properties of the two samples be the same or different? The diagram above shows the repeating groups of atoms that make up two samples. Both samples are liquid at room temperature. Will the properties of the two samples be the same or different? Notice how they have similar atoms, but maybe something is different about them. The diagram above shows the repeating groups of atoms that make up two samples. Will the properties of the two samples likely be same or different? Very good job. Have a good day.